Welcome back to the Aqua Base. Today, I just cleaned up that tank down there, the African cichlid 4-footer tank. It looks amazing. The fish are hiding right now, but the tank is looking so good. We're starting to get algae growth on the rocks, which is amazing, just what I want. But soon though, we're going to move these two tanks here. We're going to have their own, they're gonna have their own individual stands, and they're gonna be a part of this gallery form. So this tank up here, I mentioned before, but that planted tank will come and sit over here. So we're gonna have 4 tanks sitting in the middle right here, and then the African cichlid tank will sit where all those plants are at. Those plants are temporary in here because it's winter right now and they'll die if we just leave them outside. But I know many of you have also been telling me to put plants in this fish room. And yeah, slowly I am. I'm growing some plants out right now. This thing needs a bigger pot. But I bought this thing at the dollar store. It was tiny and it's grown so much. This is, yeah, I forgot the name. But I bought it as 𝗯𝘂𝘀𝘀𝗀. I'll put the actual name on the screen. I think the name changed for this plant, so I'm not too sure. And then I bought this fern. It's a kangaroo fern, and it's actually a microsorghum type, and I don't think it can grow underwater, even though it's a Java fern, a microsorghum. But I'm having fun growing that plant out of water, and I can't wait for it to grow more. And slowly I'll be adding more plants in this fish room. This is a hibiscus right here. It belongs outside, but once again it's cold, so it's inside for now. But everything in this fish room is slowly getting better and better. It's still a mess because I'm playing around with things and I have to set tanks up and build more stands for my tanks. I've also got to rescape this tank. Take a look at how good these Asian 𝗯𝘂𝘀𝗀𝘀𝘀 look. Look at that. The coloration on that, the red and the blue, just incredible. Man, that's amazing. I've got to set up a proper... I've got an idea of what I want to do with this tank, and I can't wait to do it. But there's other things that need to be done first. And today, that is this tank right here. This bottom tank right here. We need to take it down, and I want to ask you guys what you would do with this tank. Oh, but before we start though, there's one other thing I wanted to do. I wanted to do this in the last video, but I forgot to. So we're going to do it right now. So take a look at this. We received a huge box from 𝗲𝗾𝗀𝗀𝘀𝘀 Aquatic Studios. They sent me a bunch of goodies. Today we're going to be taking out and setting up this A2 series light. This I'm so excited for. It's just gonna kind of complete the fish room just one step further, and it's gonna look amazing. They also sent me a marine light. Like, what am I gonna do with a marine light? And guess what? I'm gonna set up a saltwater tank someday, one day. I'm not so sure when, not so sure how, but I'm still studying. And if you guys have any tips about saltwater fish tanks, let me know in the comments down below. I read all the comments, so yeah, maybe you guys can give me some good advice of like how I should start out. They also sent me a dosing pump and stuff like that for fertilization for planted tanks, so I'm gonna be quite excited to try that out. But let's go and bring this light into the fish room. And right there it is. Take a look at that. So the angelfish tank right now is a complete mess. We've got plants just floating that shouldn't be floating. And I've got to redo this tank as well. And I've got a good idea. I've already got some of the driftwood laid out, like right there. I think I'm going to be using that driftwood over there for the angelfish tank. And I've got to also do something about the substrate, but that's for another video once we get this tank set up. But today I just want to fix the light on because it currently doesn't have a light on except for this one right here that doesn't really count. So yeah, let's hook this up and kind of make it look like this one over here. And this is another tank that I've got to do some work on. So there's so many tanks we got to work on in this room, but yeah, it's a works in progress. So here's the lighting unit unboxed. I apologize I don't have like a perfectly clean table to display this thing so that you guys can see better, but yeah. Alright, I'm just working with what I have. So yeah, that's the lighting unit, not hooked up, not set up, and then this is what it'll look like once we get it set up. I know it's not the best view, but you can see. Also, it is a 60 centimeter light, 2 feet long, 24 inches, and the tank is 90 centimeters. I purposely asked for this size because I think that looks better rather than having a 3-foot tank and then a 3-foot light floating above. I think something smaller, a smaller lighting unit on top of a larger tank looks better. And also, I'm not planning to grow a bunch of like high-tech plants that need a lot of light. This lighting unit is a little bit weaker than the other units that 𝗲𝗾𝗀𝗀𝘀𝗀 comes out with, like the WRGB series. These are much stronger. You can see the intensity, it's much brighter here. But for these tanks, I just plan to grow easy-growing plants like Crips and Amazon swords and stuff like that. So yeah, that's why I'm fine with just having a small lighting unit like this. And probably that was not intended. So yeah, probably it would be better to get a table, a clean table to work on. But one more thing to mention is the light. If you choose to get this light, it comes with acrylic legs like this. I don't think it'll fit on a rimmed aquarium, but it'll definitely work on a rimless tank. But because I want to hang mine like a pendant light, I've gone for the 𝗲𝗾𝗀𝗀𝘀𝘀 hanging rope kit. So you open this up and you get some ropes and this mount to hang this light. So I'm gonna hook this thing up and I'll get back to you once we get that done. And take a look at that. That looks amazing. Now we've got 2 of the same lights, 2 of the same light stands. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how good this looks. Oh my goodness, the light just turned off back there. But I can't wait till I can get these tanks nice and beautified. Like, I can't wait to scape. I'm not really going to like go full on scaping this tank. I just want to add a few pieces of driftwood and plants in both of these. Make it look kind of natural and easy to maintain. I want these to be long-term, easy to maintain tanks. But enough talking about this. Today, we're not working on these 2 tanks, even though I want to work on it so bad. We gotta work on this ugly tank right here. So this tank has been going without a light for a few days now, ever since we took this light off and put it on this tank, which this tank is looking amazing right now. The plants are starting to grow in, and my friend gave me a bunch of new plants, so I gotta get those planted somewhere. But yeah, we're taking this tank down, and there are fish in here. We've also got plants growing immersed, even though there's no light. They're just getting lights from the light bleed. What do you call it? Light spill, I guess, from other tanks, and yeah, the room light as well. But you can see we've got some Anubias in here, some cryptocoryns. It's kind of dark, so it's really hard to see. But I'm going to start lowering the water level down in this tank. We'll get all the fish out. There's a bunch of golden tetras in here. I'm going to move them. I'm going to take them and probably put them in that tank over there. That's just a storage tank right now with a bunch of other random tetras. So they'll go in there temporarily. And then, yeah, we'll move this tank to another room, and you guys will see in a moment. Alright, and there it is, right here in my editing room. This is the room where I edit my videos and stuff. I sit down there and make all these videos. But I'm gonna have a tank right here, a very simple tank, and I want to know what you guys would do if you were to set up a tank like this. A 60 centimeter, a 2-foot tank, about 60 liters, 16 gallons I think, and yeah, rimless tank. So I'm thinking of going with a very simple setup, but I want to know like what you would do with a tank like this. And I also want to use this as a backdrop tank for live streams. So I'll sit here facing the other way around, and then the tank will be right behind me, and I think it'll look awesome. And I've got to move this poster. I'm gonna move this thing, hold on just a second, just like that. So we've got the calendar on this side and then the poster on that side. I don't really want the poster to be behind the tank because I don't want it to take away from the tank. Like if I have that giant poster right behind it, our eye will go to the bright green poster, right? So I just want to keep it simple behind. We just have a small little calendar right here. This is the ADA Nature Aquarium calendar. We've got January and February right there, and then we can flip through the months. It's going to be quite fun, and I can't wait to set this thing up, but the only problem is I'm not going to set it up anytime soon. Right now my focus is on the tanks in the Aqua Base, the fish room, and this one can wait. I may still do live streams, but I'll just have an empty tank behind, and that's kind of why this poster was back there, so that because there's nothing here in this tank yet, we can have a poster to look at. Maybe I'll have to move it back again. I'm not sure, but yeah. I'm really curious to see what you would do with a tank like this. So what I'm currently imagining for this tank, even though I'm not going to set it up in quite a while, I've always had this thought, but just one type of plant in here, very minimal, maybe no hardscape at all. Maybe I'll put some rocks or some driftwood, I'm not sure yet. But I just want one type of plant, maybe a crypt pink flamingo or something, or a type of echinodorus, and it'll just be lush in that color, green or pink or whatever color it is. And yeah, I'm so excited for it. Very minimal fish. I only want maybe like one type of tetra, maybe just a few of them, or guppies or something like that, so that I don't have to feed them. So if I travel and do fish store tours, I don't need to worry about this tank being fed. Let me know what your thoughts are. What would you do with this tank? Would you scape it all out? Would you like build it into a paludarium or something like that? Let me know, and I'll take a look at all your comments. As always, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the fish room videos and fish store tours to come, and I'll see you guys next time. Oh, and we also get a nice looking back screen.